Okay, welcome back. In this particular video, we're going to talk about backdoors. Backdoors are basically any type of plugin, theme, or any type of third-party code that is inserted into a WordPress site after the initial WordPress install. Now, this is kind of going to open your eyes a little bit, but WordPress plugins, the more you install, the more at risk you become. And here's the reason why. The reason why is because WordPress, at its core, a lot of times they will come out with updates and major updates over the years to come. And those updates often include security patches. Now, bear in mind that the plugin or the theme. So let's say, for example, that you buy a WordPress plugin or a theme and it hasn't been updated over the years. What ends up happening is it creates backdoors. And if the code has not been created correctly, then it also creates backdoors as well. Backdoors are essentially what it sounds like. You're in a house and your backdoor is open. So somebody can simply walk in. A hacker can walk in and they can hack your site. They can point your site to different other sites and so forth. So that's just a gist of what we're talking about here. Now, how do you know if a WordPress plugin or a theme is good or not, or is secure or not? So number one, do they update frequently? If they update frequently, that is a good sign. Number two, have you figured that out? Okay, so how do we go about figuring it out? So a lot of times what you can do is you can look at the plugin and you click on View Details. And any type of WordPress plugin that is uploaded to the WordPress depository will have what we call a change log. So you'll go here, you'll click on change log, and you'll be able to see all the changes that has happened over the years. Now, do you need to do this for every single plugin and theme? Not necessarily. The third thing is the company that has built this plugin widely known or well respected? If that is the case, then probably and most likely they have a group of coders that are constantly updating their plugins or themes and or third-party code. If we take a look at this particular plugin, which is a Kismet anti-spam plugin, this is actually created by the parent company of WordPress. So obviously they have released a lot of updates. So we can see May 2019, January 2019, November 2018. So it's a good thing when you begin to see updates at least several times per year, or at least once or twice per year over time. But if you go and check out a WordPress plugin and you see that it has only been updated once for the past 3-4 years, that's probably a bad sign. It doesn't necessarily mean that that WordPress plugin or theme has a backdoor. It just means that the possibilities are there. And it's also, anyways, good to find a coder that has constantly updated their theme anyways. So what you want to do, so let's say, for example, that we head on over to a site called CodeCanyon.net. That's CodeCanyon.net. So if you go to the site, this site basically sells WordPress plugins and WordPress themes. Now, if we go under code and we go under WordPress and we go down here, most of these are most likely to be updated frequently, especially WP Bakery, which is a page builder plugin. Now, as we scroll down, if we just use this as an example, let's just open this up and take a look at it. Okay, so we see that there are a large amount of sales and a large amount of reviews. That's a good thing. But we want to do is we want to figure out, have they updated the site frequently? Or the plugin in this case, or theme. So if you scroll all the way down in Code Canyon, you will see the changelog. So we can see here, it says July 2019, July 2019, May 2019. So that's a good sign when you see that a vendor has updated their plugin on an ongoing basis. Now, if we scroll down, we can see 2018. So most likely this vendor has been going on beyond 2018. So maybe even 2015, but they don't want to include too much of the changelog because the old updates aren't as important as the new updates, or that's something that you might not really want to know. So that's that. And let's pick another plugin. Let's go down here. And let's look at one with no sales. Now, I'm not necessarily trying to pick on a specific plugin. I'm simply just showing you what to look for. And that way you can do your due diligence. So let's just take a look at this one, maybe this one. And there we go. So if we scroll down, there's no changelog. There's no sales. And as we go through here, there's 3 comments. So as we can see, there are problems right off the bat. The demo's not working. How can I trust your product? And so forth. So generally speaking, from the perspective of reviews, most of the time you will have typically 1 out of 100 or even 1 out of 1,000 people will actually leave reviews. But in this case, we can see that it has 0 sales. So that's an example of perhaps something you want to stay away from. All right, so I want to give you practical examples. So this one here, it has a changelog back in 2015. So obviously right now it's 2019. You might be watching this video in 2020. Regardless, if that's the case, I would not buy this plugin. So I wanted to show you this as an example of plugins that are updated constantly and evolving over the years versus plugins that are static, that haven't changed or anything like that. So that's basically what you're looking for. And as you can see, that's pretty simple. So the same goes for themes as well. So if we go under, let's say, this is Code Canyon. So they actually have another site called themeforest.net. So let's go over there right now. And WordPress. So we'll go to the WordPress. And let's apply the same exercise that we applied earlier. So we can see bestsellers. So let's just go ahead and open these up like so. And scroll down. Let's see if they have a changelog. Now, as I am scrolling down, I do not see a changelog. So if you don't see a changelog, you can simply go to google.com and type in changelog, and of course the name of the plugin and the theme. So in this case, we see the Avada changelog. We go to here. And let's see if that's what they have. So there it is. If we scroll all the way down to the bottom, we can see that it has evolved beyond 2015. Now, if we scroll back to the top, we can see that there are tons and tons and tons and tons of updates. And that's a good sign. That means they most likely have a team of coders that are coding this particular plugin or theme. So we can see 2019, August 28th, that's just 2 months ago, or actually 1 month ago. So that's the technique that I would use in terms of practical terms of finding a reliable theme or plugin. So you can do the same thing with WordPress plugins that are inside the depository. So if you go up here, you click on Add New, and let's pick one of these. And I did a search on comment moderation, and we can see some of these have a good amount of reviews, but then some of them don't really have a lot of reviews at all. So let's just take a look at this one and click on more details right here. Go to changelog, and we see that there's not really a whole lot of information. Now, sometimes you might not find the changelog on that page, so you'll have to go do a little bit research to go to the plugin homepage and get an idea based on that. Now, not everybody leaves reviews, like I said. So 29 reviews, but 1,000 plus active installations. So you can't really look at this. You have to look at the changelog. So I hope that makes sense. We're going to stop right there before we give you way too much information, and we'll move on to the next video.